There wasn't an explanation for the tech that she got. You know, I think it was pretty obvious that stuff was brewing, right? When the officials don't get control of the ball game, when they allow that stuff to happen, and it's been happening all season long. All season long. It's not just this game. It's been happening all season long.
Coach, do you think it's something pertaining to your team, or do you think this is a league-wide issue?
Well, I've seen quite a few dust-ups in the league so far, so I think it's a league-wide issue. I mean, bad officiating is bad officiating.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys came for basketball.
Yeah,
Let's talk about basketball. Yeah. Come on now.
What do you think of just how you all were able to pull away in the second half, Caitlin, in particular?
We're going to the Commissioner Cup Championship.
Let's go!
That's pretty exciting. Y'all want to talk about that? Let's talk about that.
Imagine this. Caitlin Clark gets poked in the eye, shoved to the ground, and minutes later, Sophie Cunningham is ejected after a heated scuffle. But was Sophie the hero Clark needed, or did she go too far? The full story of what happened between the Fever and Sun will leave you questioning everything about the state of the WNBA. How did the refs, fans, and league respond, and what does this mean for Clark's future in the league? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
Clark muscling her way.
I mean, is that displacement? I think it is.
Oh, and Marina Mabry's going to get ejected. If the officials saw that, Marina Mabry is going to get ejected.
Well, they're going to go and look at it.
We'll have another jump ball.
Both J.C. Sheldon and Caitlin Clark are talking to the official. They're both going at it, saying, hey, oh, there's a little extra right there.
In the category of suspension worthy. I mean, there's just nothing basketball about it.
No.
Wow, is Mabry going to stay in this game?
The game was already intense, with emotions running high and no shortage of physicality. Caitlin Clark had been in her element early on, dishing out no-look passes and knocking down deep threes. But by the second quarter, the energy on the court shifted. J.C. Sheldon went for a loose ball, and in the scramble, her hand caught Clark in the face. An obvious eye poke. The referees paused the game, but no foul was called. Clark rubbed her eye, visibly frustrated, while the crowd made their disapproval known. That single moment seemed to light a spark.
Yeah, I think no question this will get upgraded.
Yeah, no question.
2 arms above the shoulders.
Mabry. That's a flagrant foul. It's a hard foul. You could say it's a play on the ball, but
a few plays later, things escalated. Clark drove into the paint, Marina Mabry stepped in, and instead of a clean contest, she shoved Clark, sending her sprawling to the ground. The bench erupted. Clark got up slowly, her teammates gathering around her, but just a few feet away, Sophie Cunningham was staring down the Sun players. Cunningham's usual fiery energy was boiling over, but she kept it together. Initially, then it happened. Cunningham saw Sheldon moving toward Clark again. Whether it was tension from earlier or pure instinct, Cunningham reacted. She intercepted Sheldon, grabbing her in a way that brought her to the floor.
I was excited about a 3, and, you know, honestly, I got to give our crowd a lot of credit, too. I thought they were tremendous. You know, they were cheering for us. They had our back, and I'm a passionate player, but at the end of the day, like, I'm here to play basketball. At the end of the day, I'm here to play basketball, and that's my job. That's what I'm going to do. I was excited. Honestly, the review took too long for me. I wanted to get playing basketball again, and that's exactly what I did at the rest of the third quarter. I made all 3 free throws, and then it was a tough 3. And that's what it is, and my game's going to talk, and that's all that really matters. And I love this game, and I'm going to give it everything I have. So I think that's what competitors do. You just step right back up to the challenge.
In that split second, Cunningham went from restrained teammate to unstoppable force. You could see her shouting as the refs attempted to separate the players. Fans on social media were immediately calling her the Enforcer, with the hashtag #OurEnforcerSophie trending by the end of the game. Historically, moments like this have defined loyalty on the court. Think of the Pistons' bad boys, defending each other at all costs, or more recent examples like Draymond Green stepping into altercations for his teammates. Cunningham's actions were cut from the same cloth, showing that on her watch, no teammate, least of all someone like Clark, was going to deal with that level of contact without a response. What Cunningham sparked, though, wasn't just a team moment. Her ejection ignited a firestorm. Some saw it as necessary, standing up against what they called bully ball. Others said she crossed a line. This wasn't just a scuffle, it was a statement about how the WNBA handles physicality. When Sophie Cunningham left the court after her ejection, the noise didn't die down. It only got louder. On one side, fans and analysts saw her as the ultimate teammate, someone who stood up when Caitlin Clark became the target of rough contact. The hashtag number enforcer Sophie started trending, with fans praising her for not backing down.
You all called timeout. I think you got subbed out. You were hyping up the crowd, and then Coach Christmas comes over to grab you. Like, what are those moments like when you get lost a little bit, and how much do you appreciate someone telling you, all right, maybe?
Like, I want the crowd behind me. Like, they love when I get into it with them too. Like, they're here for a show, and like that's what I try to give them every single night. That's what we try to give them every single night, and that's what makes it fun. And honestly, some of those moments are what make me the most tired. So I appreciate Coach Rima coming and getting me. Unfortunately, Steph was going to sub me out anyway, so I didn't have to. I could catch my breath on the bench, but like, everybody knows that's how I play.
But just as many criticized her, saying she went too far and escalated the entire situation. This split reaction captured the deeper tension around how physical the WNBA has become and how the league handles its biggest stars. Then there was Caitlin Clark's role in all of it. Some defended her, saying the physical targeting she endured throughout the game was unacceptable. Others, like Dan DeKeach, had a completely different take. Clark flopped, DeKeach said, blaming her for exaggerating contact. He argued that Clark often instigates and then plays the victim. Referees are under no obligation to step in and protect Clark, DeKeach added, framing the debate as less about bullying and more about Clark manipulating calls. It wasn't a lone opinion either. WNBA legend Cheryl Swoops went even further, commenting, "If you want to talk about bullies, we can talk about every time Caitlin has the ball she pushes off. For them, Clark wasn't a victim but an aggressor in her own way." That level of scrutiny isn't new for someone at Clark's level. Star athletes often become magnets for physicality and backlash. Fans compared her treatment to players like LeBron James during his early years, targeted not just because of their skill, but because of how their presence changes the game. The shove from Marina Mabrey and the earlier eye poke only added fuel to that belief. The league's response, the upgrade of Mabrey's foul to a flagrant 2, was seen by some as too little, too late. For many, this game put a spotlight on bigger issues, uneven officiating, and whether the WNBA is actually protecting its players. Cunningham's ejection and Clark's treatment weren't just about one moment, they were a reflection of something much larger unfolding in the league. The Cunningham-Clark incident wasn't just another flare-up on the court, it highlighted a growing tension in the WNBA. Fans and analysts couldn't ignore what it exposed, a league balancing on the edge of physical intensity and player safety. With stars like Clark drawing both admiration and controversy, the question is whether the WNBA can protect its best players without softening the grit that makes the sport so compelling. The league's next moves, whether to enforce stricter officiating or embrace the physicality, will define its future. And as these moments stack up, they're not just shaping games, they're shaping the league itself.